Kieran to Rio Sociedad. Here we go, but it's not a deal that's going to be permanent and it has no mandatory buy clause. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you watching us from? It's a Saturday. It's the transfer news show bringing to you the latest news and information as far as these stories are really concerned. Rokan David is my name, and continue. Let us know what you're thinking about this, and let's continue to spread the love. Kieran Tierney is one of those players that Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to let go. Then Lukaku has decided to join AS Roma. That means a reunion in between him and Jose Mourinho. And lastly, there is a deal of Philippe Coutinho, shock transfer from Aston Villa. To see to it that he goes ahead to obviously continue playing his professional career of the game of football. Let's see close to 300 likes match in this video, and let's show love by subscribing to this channel because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of this month. I know all that is possible because we have been from 1 subscriber and we've gone ahead to reach where we are right about now. So as it stands, Arsenal are working on their outgoings. Now, as it's right now, in a space of just 20 hours, 2 players have gone ahead to leave Arsenal. The first one was Balogun to Monaco. Here we go, soundhead, and here we come to bring you another one of Kieran Tierney. Fabrizio Romano confirming to us yesterday that Kieran Tierney to Rio Sociedad. Here we go, a verbal agreement in place with Arsenal on non-deal, no option, no buy option clause. Kieran Tierney has accepted medical being scheduled after clubs exchanged all documents. Salary will be covered until June. That is it. So it's a long season loan for Kieran Tierney to go and play for Rio Sociedad, and Arsenal are really trying to work on their movings. Now, Fabrizio confirmed to us again that understand Kieran Tierney will travel to Spain on Saturday in order to join Rio Sociedad on loan from Arsenal. Medical tests have been booked. Here we go, confirmed. Now, for Kieran Tierney, it was something open that Arsenal are fed up of him and his services were no longer welcomed at Arsenal. You saw to it that in the first game of the season that Arsenal played, Kieran Tierney was not part of the team, the entire match squad, as they beat Nottingham Forest by 2-1. In their second game again, Kieran Tierney was dropped as they travelled to Selhurst Park in London at Crystal Palace. It shows you that a decision has been made already by the club of Arsenal that he was no longer part of the plan of Arsenal. With the left backs at Arsenal that Arteta has gone ahead to really trust ahead of him or put ahead of him, he had no position to play at Arsenal. That is it, because even Tomiyasu, a right-footed player, was ranked ahead of Kieran Tierney. With Julian Timber coming in through, though he was injured, and being given a lot of space into that side of Arsenal, it was an indicator that it's not going to stop, and Arsenal were willing to continue doing the needful for the club, doing the needful to really dislodge of the player. You know, in the pecking order, it's Zinchenko, Julian Timber, Tomiyasu, Jakub Kiwior. Those 4 players ahead of Kieran Tierney, and Arteta was a man who obviously saw to it that Kieran Tierney is an old-fashioned or a traditional left back that he cannot use in his team, and that's why Arsenal have gone ahead to see to it that they've gone ahead to loan him to that side. And the reason of loaning him is simple. They believe if at all he plays very many games, maybe this side will obviously try to cash out for him, and Arsenal will cash in for him to see to it that he really gets the best that he really deserves. And having agreed a deal to pay his wages fully is one of the positives that Arteta have gone ahead to get with Arsenal on this deal of Kieran Tierney, because Kieran Tierney earns £110,000 a week. When you multiply it by 52, that is close to £6 million a year, meaning that Arsenal have gone ahead to get £6 million saved onto their bank account, and Kieran Tierney is obviously going to leave that side. And I know they are going to give Arsenal some loan fees of like £3 to £4 million for the services of Kieran Tierney. That is it coming in from Fabrizio Romano, and he's another player of Arsenal leaving. So what does that mean? Zinchenko is back, and Jakub Kiwior and Tomiyasu are going to act as competitors for the left back of Arsenal to see to it that they thrive to where they want to be. We wish him the best of luck for his next career down there for you, and he's going to do the needful for the club of Arsenal. That is Kieran Tierney for you, doing the needful for the best of the season, and he's obviously doing the best for himself to see to it that he wins his self a position. And the reason as well I was going to hate to do that, we all know that Kieran Tierney wants what we call national team football. You know, the Euros are going to take place in 2024. We look at Croatia on how they're going to have to start playing into their two group games. They're going to have to put up very good performances that everyone is obviously looking at to see to it that he gets the best out of this national team. So he knows that if at all he doesn't get regular football at Arsenal, he might find himself out of the pecking order of the national team, and that might cause lots of problems for the player and miss out. So Real Sociedad surely is going to be playing game in, game out, and is not going to be left out. That is it coming in from Fabrizio Romano on a player called Kieran Tierney. Let's go to Philippe Coutinho, a player that has been playing at Aston Villa, whose career deteriorated ever since he left Liverpool and signed for Barcelona. That is Kieran Tierney. Sorry, that is Philippe Coutinho for you. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed us that Philippe Coutinho has now reached an agreement with Qatari side Al Duhail on personal terms, but still no final green light from Aston Villa. Negotiations continue, but from Qatar, serious intention to proceed and make it happen. Obviously, he's one of those players that is not in line with the desires or demands of the new coach of Aston Villa, that is Unai Emery. And Philippe Coutinho was signed permanently from Barcelona at £40 million by Steven Gerrard, having came through on loan and obviously put in very good performances. But this manager, Unai Emery, looks like he is not in good terms with Philippe Coutinho, and he wants him out of the club of Aston Villa. And even Aston Villa have gone ahead to comply to that, to back the manager because of the new arrivals they've gone ahead to bring in. With Zaniolo coming in through Moussa Diaby and very many others, you really understand that Philippe Coutinho has no space to play, because even that midfield is really packed. You know, they're having Yuri Tielemans, they're having Abouba Kamara, there is McGinn, there is Ramsey, Douglas Luiz, very much compacted and very much competing. So that means that it's not yet the right time to see to it that he keeps himself at Aston Villa. He needs to find his space elsewhere. That is Philippe Coutinho for you. So he has gone ahead to agree a deal with the Qatari side, and you anticipate that he's going to leave for good, and he's not going to return at this side of Aston Villa, and his career in the Premier League might have come to what we call an end, and he might try to find his self elsewhere or playing football elsewhere. Let's go to Romelu Lukaku, and a confirmation coming in from Matlock firstly before David Austin came through and sounded it, that Chelsea are in talks for Romelu Lukaku to join AS Roma on a long season loan after the striker decided he doesn't want to join Juventus. Lukaku's late change of stance over his preferred club has forced Chelsea to change their strategy. Then David Austin came out and confirmed us that Chelsea have decided to let Romelu Lukaku exit on temporary basis if no sale agreed. Chelsea and 30-year-old representatives working all summer for permanent deal, but now open to a loan, and a loan plus obligation or straight loan and meaningful fee. Interest from Juventus, AS Roma all those clubs are really interested in the player, and it looks like they are trying to convince the player to obviously sign permanently for them. But for Romelu Lukaku, I think, I don't know why he let Inter Milan down, but would have gone ahead to stay at Inter Milan because the club just loved him very, very, very much, and they really treated him like their own. They sold him to Chelsea for 115 million euros, and he was a flop at Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel, and even when they fell out, he was loaned to Inter Milan, and obviously Inter Milan played dual agency to the player, but things are not working out as expected. So guys, your thoughts on to Kieran Tierney Sociedad are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about what do you make about Philippe Coutinho going to the Qatar side, and lastly Romelu Lukaku going to AS Roma? Talks ongoing. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. I'm out.